What is this rubber bulb hollow thing found on the beach in New Jersey? My son found this on the shore. It feels like rubber and is hollow. On the black section there are some letters, and I think it says Santro, but it is pretty faded. Googling Santro has given me nothing of note. My son can't wait for the internet to figure this one out. Any ideas? It's a 1920s to 30s Santro baby bottle nipple. You can see the nipple in the newspaper clipping in this picture. It was made in Austria and distributed by Julius Schmid Incorporated in New York City. It was patented on June 2nd, 1931 by Julius Schmid himself. He was a pioneer of condom manufacturing, and Ramses was one of his major condom brands, which was first used on March 19th, 1926. What is this heavy metal stick thing with movable parts and a loop on the end, labeled Brunswick & Bulk Company? I found it behind my dad's wood-burning stove when I was cleaning out his house. Approximately 3 feet long, and it also has a patent pending stamp. Google Image didn't pull anything. What was it intended for? It's a kerosene billiard light centerpiece, made by J.M. Brunswick & Bulk Company from 1874 to 1884. It was used for hanging a kerosene lamp from above a billiard table. These lights typically featured kerosene-filled glass fonts and were designed with reflectors to focus light on the playing surface. Kerosene lamps were a common light source before the widespread adoption of electricity. I got this from my grandma. I just wanted to know if it's legal tender or not. The back of the note is blank. I'm not sure about serial numbers and signature look, and the paper as well. Is this worth anything? It's an 1840s $1,000 banknote, issued by the Pennsylvania Chartered Bank of the United States, of which Nicholas Biddle was the president. However, if it has a value of $1,000 and the number 8,894 dated December 15th, 1840, they are counterfeit reproductions sold as souvenirs. Reproductions were often sold in the 1950s to 70s as novelty items or in historical sets. My inquiries among banknote dealers suggest that $125 is a fair price for an authentic one. What is this machine found by my brother at work when cleaning out a building? He said it's in the old law building we cleaned that used to be like a Civil War hospital. I lightened the picture quite a bit, FYI. Any help figuring out exactly what this is very much appreciated. That's a Pease Peerless Blue printing machine, made by the CFP's company in Chicago, Illinois, circa 1910s. Those glass bulb assemblies are the arc lamps that provide the light needed to activate the photosensitive ammonium ferric citrate used in the blueprinting process. Back before photocopiers, if you wanted multiple copies of a document produced quickly and cheaply, blueprinting was the only option. What is this wooden block? My brother bought a house recently. The occupants are moving to Australia and have left a lot of their personal items behind. It has a hole at one end and semi-oval holes on 2 of the sides. It does not make a sound when you blow in it, and does not appear to be a lamp or candle shade of any sort. Any ideas as to what it is? It's a mid-century Danish wooden bud vase, missing its glass test tube. Here's one on eBay listed for $79, and another one on Instagram. What's the vision blocker thing an assembly line worker is wearing? I'm assuming it's to minimize distraction, but nobody else is wearing one, so I'm really not sure. I tried Googling basic descriptions of the thing, but nothing relevant came up. Does anyone have an idea? It's called an eye shade. Workers used to wear them to keep the glare of overhead lighting out of their eyes. My mother used to have one for her work as a stenographer in the 1940s. It was made of cellulose nitrate, creamy on top, deep green beneath. This photo shows another assembly line where 2 women are wearing eye shades. As for why he's the only one wearing one, I'd note that nearly all the other gents are wearing brimmed caps that'd do the same job. Maybe our guy just didn't like hats, at least not when he'd gone to the trouble of pomading that lovely hair. It was patented on May 26, 1903, by William F. Mahoney of Washington District of Columbia. What is this thing found after my landlord was cleaning out the basement? It's apparently been down there since his family bought the building. Any ideas? I know what this is. My mom had one. It's a massage roller fat burner. It was a fad gimmick popular in the 1960s that supposedly melted the fat right off you. There's always someone out to make a buck off of other people's laziness and insecurities. The user positions the roller on a sore muscle and applies pressure, causing the roller to rotate and massage the area. What is this thing found in a box of old family stuff? The bird moves, it's made of metal, may even be cast iron, and the base is embossed to resemble a log. It is 4.5 inches long, 3 inches tall, and 2 inches wide. My initial thought was some type of ashtray or cigarette tapper. Any thoughts? It's a 1950s Woodpecker toothpick dispenser. The bird sits on a log, and the beak of the bird has a sharp pin. When the bird is tipped forward, the spike attached to the bird's beak impales your toothpick and brings it back up. What is this grinder thing found in the basement of an older house? It looks like a vintage coffee grinder, but my aunt and uncle said they used to have something like this in their old house, and told me it's a sausage grinder. I'm really curious what this could be. Thanks. It's a Sterling ice crusher that's missing its bottom. Made in the 1950s by the Swingaway Manufacturing Company in St. Louis, Missouri. For some reason, they attached it to the wall even though it's typically used on the counter. You put ice cubes in the top, crank the handle, and crushed ice drops into the bottom, used for making margaritas. I'm from Mexico City, and we're currently renovating our church of Nuestra Señora de los Angeles. While cleaning areas that hadn't been seen for years, this heavy piece was found. The church is very old, from the 18th century. We believe it could be a piece from a printing press. Can anyone help us identify what it is? I don't think it is an antique printing press. I'm pretty sure it's an antique church bell strike mechanism. Here's an almost identical, listed online for $1,500. I also looked up your church, which is beautiful, and they have a bell tower, and it looks like two actually. I'm looking for help identifying this item. It is a solid cylindrical tube, and the lever activates a plunger that comes up through the center. It says made in Canada and patent applied for. Someone else mentioned it could be used on apples to remove the core. The end is beveled so it would cut nicely, but it would be an odd angle since the handle is slanted. It was sold to my grandfather, and I always wondered. Any ideas? Please let us know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.